like this is called the pesky report. Like,
welcome back to the Pesky Report, presented by Beyond the Monster. I'm your host today, Matthew, the weekday show. We are joined by Jordan, and this episode is still brought to you by TJ Stats, where you can get advanced MLB stats and tools, including pitcher summaries, prospect rankings, and live pitch data. So head on over to tjstats.ca and use the promo code PESKY to get 25% off your first month if you choose to try it out. He also has an option to get a little bit of a discount and purchase it for the whole year as well. Pretty awesome stuff over there. Like if you want to go on there and take a look at how sick some of the pitching performances have been for the Red Sox recently, you can go on there and you can check out all of that pitch data. Includes Stuff Plus, it includes percentiles, all that stuff. It's pretty cool. If you want to take a look at how any of our prospects down in the minors are doing, you want to see how Justin Gonzalez is stacking up from his power and his contact and the newest member of the top 100, you can go ahead and check out Justin Gonzalez. You can see what his results look like and kind of stack it up and compare it to everyone else in the minors. So pretty awesome tool. Awesome for TJ Stats to be collabing with us. And that's pretty much the only thing we can be excited about right now. So, Jordan, how are you feeling? Red Sox just lost 2 games out of 3 against the Philadelphia Phillies. Sources are saying that if you had gone to tonight's game, it might have been a series victory. So what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, first off, to echo the ad read, it's not just top prospects too. Like if you listen to the minor league show that I filled in with Hunter on, I brought some stats for guys like Anthony Siegler, Henry Godbout. Like you look them up. I even was checking out some Andrew Sopata. Like he's got the tools for every single player in the Red Sox farm system. But to answer your, I guess, accusation, I don't know if that's the right word. I would have gone if Mother Nature had better plans, but thank God I didn't, because I mean it'd just be you tonight.
That is true. Yeah, and I don't think you would have wanted to have called from there, but I appreciate you taking the time and filling in on the weekday show. Obviously, we have quite a large crew with us here, and it does get to certain points of the week when schedules don't match up 100%, and so we are here today. Thankful that we have the ability to record and that we have warm bodies willing to fill in and talk about this garbage team that we have to witness day in and day out. Now, the pitching's actually been pretty good, like, to be honest with you. So I guess, like, when I say garbage team, I really am just talking about the offense. Like, the offense is absolute garbage. The team itself, it feels disingenuous to say that they're a terrible team when Garrett Crochet's still on the injured list, Roman Anthony's on the injured list, and then so our 2 best players are on the injured list. But then at the same time, the pitching staff like is on a stretch of like a sub-3 ERA as a pitching staff. It's number 2 in like all of baseball. So I don't know. I feel like it's just meh. It's worse than meh because at least when they were 500, it was like just inconsistent. It's like the type of 500 where your team can only do one thing. Like, oh, it's so annoying.
Yeah, we're learning the hard way. Like in recent years with the Red Sox when they were mediocre. So I'm going to just completely forget about last year. When they were mediocre, like 22 through 24, it was like, well, they can score runs, but they can't pitch. They can't defend. If they just got a team that could pitch and defend, they'd be like a 95 win team. And I think even Tom Warner has spoke on that like entering last season. It's like, oh, well, if we had a better defense, we would have been a playoff team. Well, now you're seeing the complete overcorrection of that. They can pitch, they can defend tonight, notwithstanding. They can defend and they can't hit, and they're worse than they were those 3 years they were mediocre in the early 2020s. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's so difficult to kind of pinpoint like just how bad the offense is because we're talking about like it's easy to pick on certain players, but certain players that are actually good at the sport are not playing well. So it's like they're kind of the catalyst for why this team doesn't score runs. Like Trevor Story, maybe it's embellishing to call him a good player at this stage of his career, but he's better than he's been. Jarren Duran's a good baseball player. He's been awful. Roman Anthony, even like he's a fantastic baseball player, and he was dramatically underperforming as well. And he just wasn't as bad as the other two guys I mentioned. So it's like a perfect storm of everybody is doing a little bit worse than they should be, with the exception of a couple of outliers like Duran and Story. And then like Massa can't get at bats, even though he's got like a 400 OBP. It's just again perfect storm of bad luck. I don't even know if you want to call it luck. Just their flaws are being exposed on a nightly basis at this point.
Yeah, not only that, but we need to win a series, and they don't have our best hitter, arguably in the lineup for the finale, and that's obviously the return of Ted Williams himself, Mickey Gasper.
Yeah, Mickey Gasper is what? This is his 4th game of the year tonight. Well, he pinch hit tonight. Give him his 4th or 5th game of the season. He's already hitting 2nd in the order.
Yeah,
Like, that
he's
just
batting
goes to show what-
.417 with 1,000 OPS.
the exact opposite of how it went in 2024 for him. So happy for Mickey Gasper.
We need to get Mickey Gasper's parents to come on here. Just now that this dust has settled with him getting a hit with the organization. Can we does anyone know Mickey Gasper's family? Can you just reach out, please? Open podcast availability. We will open our schedules. We need to get the details.
Anybody got a friend of a friend of a friend?
He's from New Hampshire. I mean, come on, the connection has to be there with someone that listens to this pod. Like there's probably like someone who knows someone who knows the Gaspers. Like there's got to be like a very close connection here.
Yeah, I'm not that far away from New Hampshire either. So like, I mean, I don't want to
Dox yourself. Jeez.
I don't want to dox myself, but I'm not that far away from New Hampshire myself.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there's got to be some connections around here. We'll just got to. I think if we just start casing the local Dunkin' Donuts, start asking people, do you know Mickey Gasper kid on the Red Sox? Bound to find somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about game 1. I guess. Go in order.
Let's.
Brayan Bello seems to be fixed with an opener. Back-to-back really good starts from him. Perfect time to drop him in your fantasy leagues if you have a quality start stat that counts for you, because he does not start the game, so he cannot get a quality start even if he pitches 6 innings in less than 3 runs.
He's been really good though since going to the bullpen. Like I don't know if it was like something of a mental block or just water finding its level. I mean, again, we talk about like with certain guys in the lineup, it's easy to pick on them. It's gotten pretty easy to pick on Brayan Bello, but like he clearly wasn't a 9 ERA pitcher. So and we've seen it in the past. Like he's talented enough to go on these stretches where he is one of the better pitchers, not just on the staff, but in the American League from a run prevention standpoint. So it's not really coming as that much of a shock. Although he has faced 2, I guess, decent lineups in the process, but he's looked pretty good.
Yeah, I can pull up some of the underlying metrics on TJ stats if we need to talk about that. But I think it was the perfect mix between, not chasing whiffs, but not also getting 0 whiffs. He was like that. I think he had like a 10-ish whiffs or maybe a little bit less than that on the day. So it was pretty solid. And, the only complaint I would have is that it seems like maybe Giovanni Moran, not the opener we should be using. Man, he's not Brennan Bernardino.
Can that be the role we give Ryan Watson?
Maybe get his 1 inning out of the way. But isn't he our bulk guy? Who else do we have that could throw bulk innings?
Brian Bello. I mean, I don't really. I mean, Brian Watson stinks anyway. It's just. I mean, it's funny to say that tonight he struck out Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber because, of course, every time I comment on Twitter that it's annoying me that he's in the baseball game, he pitches well. So I just gotta say mean things about Ryan Watson every time I see him start warming up.
Without looking, who has a lower ERA, Ryan Watson or Brian Bello?
Well, it's got to be Ryan Watson. I think Bayo's is still like 6.5, and I think Watson entered tonight with a 6.5. So it's got to be Watson.
Yeah, it is Watson, but it's just barely. He has a 6.2 and Bello has a 6.46.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to take a while for Bayo to recover from that Baltimore start. That was one of the worst outings ever.
Yeah.
Not even hyperbole.
Yeah, that was a pitcheragami, which, by the way, if you're not following the pitcheragami Twitter page that's out there, it seems like almost every night we're getting a stat line that's never happened before. But it's pretty embarrassing when your stat line is one that's never happened before, and it's because it's the worst start of all time.
Yeah, definitely. There's all those Gami accounts are sick. There was one that was actually there was a tweet that made me chuckle. I think it was after game 1, so it made me feel a little bit better about the fact the Sox lost. It was like, oh, this is not a scoreagami. Is this happened? This has happened like thousands of times. Most recently, like 36 seconds ago. Just
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I like that they post every score and they just are like, "Yep, and this literally happened 10 minutes ago. This was the tweet before this."
Yeah, the last tweet that we made was also this score. But yeah, it's yeah. The thing that sucks about these Red Sox games, and we talk about this all the time on the weekend show when we do talk about baseball over there. Nothing happens in these games. Like it's just you show up whether it's, from the confines of your living room or at the ballpark. You know the Red Sox are going to lose 3-1 somehow, and that's just what happens. Like every single game. I mean, obviously they won game 2 of the series, but it's like nothing happened. So it's not even like if they lost a game like 9-7, at least it'd be a fun game to talk about because there's a lot of offense.
Yeah.
Like they lose 3-1 4 times a week. It's just not fun to talk about. And then when they win, it's like last night they won 3-1. So nothing to talk about.
Everything's low scoring. The pitching is relatively solid. Like the entire staff is giving up less than 3 runs a game every single game, and they're not scoring. So it's just like it's a breeze. Like by the time because I usually don't get a chance to sit down and actually start like watching the games until like after 8. I'm just like following it on my phone before that. And by the time I sit down, it's been like the 7th inning. And it's like the game started an hour and 15 minutes ago. And I'm like, I missed the entire thing because nothing happens. Yeah, which if you like getting to bed early, I guess that's all right. But man, yeah, just it's very uninteresting to watch. One person that is interesting to watch though has been Wilson Contreras at first base. Just like every single night, the most pumped up person on the team. He might be the only person who like actually had a cup of coffee before he goes out there. I know Duran like drinks a Red Bull or something in the dugout before every game, but he might need to switch to like Celsius or something because
or Monster. Gotta change it up.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, you gotta let's inject those caffeine levels a little bit. I think your body might be used to the Red Bull by now. But Wilson Contreras, he's making plays at first base, diving, chasing. Last night, I know this is jumping ahead a little bit, but in last night's game, it was like the 9th inning, top. What was it? At top of the 9th inning, 2 outs, and a pop up, just kind of right in front of the dugout, and he's sprinting after it, diving headfirst. He doesn't end up coming down with it, but like he's putting in full effort, max effort into every play, and yeah, he's really solid on defense. Like it's gonna suck if we end up trading him away because he undoubtedly would be a valuable asset, and he's old. And if we don't have baseball next year, not competitive this year, then doesn't really make a ton of sense to keep him. But man, he's he's like what people wanted Tristan Casas to be, but like
it's like finally having a steady presence at first base, and the team is so bad that he's going to be he's going to be a half a one and done. It's just so upsetting because I really enjoyed the Wilson Contreras experience. Everything from the bat flips to the defense to the antics, the fact that he's we can call a spade. Like he can be a dirty player at times, but he's a rat. Like he's the kind of player
right.
like in hockey that you love having on your team and you hate having against you. Um, he's a lot of fun to watch, and like I said, setting presence at first base. It's the first time they've really had it. I mean, since 2023 Casas, I guess, but like before that, Uke, or I guess Adrian Gonzalez for those couple of years, Napoli in 2013 or 15. Like, I don't know.
Well, even Napoli wasn't that great at defense, was he? I don't think
No,
he.
I think he was in 13. I think he was, and then he kind of regressed as he got older. But I mean, it's nice to have Moreland. I'm being silly. Moreland was a fantastic first baseman.
Right.
But when you're talking about that balance of like offense and defense, probably honestly going back to like Adrian Gonzalez. But
I'm pulling it up right now just to see because I'm actually curious how far Baseball Savant can go back. I feel like 2013 is like the last year it can go back to, but
so the Statcast era started in 2015. I don't know if the bubbles go back to 15. I think the bubbles go back to 16. But
they go back to 15.
They do go back to 15.
Yeah, so let's just say Mike Napoli in 2015, he has no defensive metrics back then. So let's see. I think 2016 might have been the first year that they actually tracked outs above average. But in 2017, he was out with Texas maybe?
17, that sounds right. Or that was them or Cleveland. I think it was Texas,
dude,
though.
This is wild. Can you imagine if our first baseman put up this year? In 2017, his final year in the league, 29 home runs. He batted 193 with a 428 slug, OPS in the 700s. 29 home runs with an under 200 batting average. But he's outs above average. He was 2 outs above average at first base or wherever he played. I'm assuming it's first base. 79th percentile that year.
Mike Napoli was a fun player. I don't know. Is he in the Hall of Pretty Good? He should be. Because he was a good baseball player. Like, he was never really a star by any means. I mean, he may have made an all-star team, but I mean, like, this is a guy who's got, what, it looks like 7, 8, 9, 20-plus homer seasons. He eclipsed 30 twice. He's driven in 100 runs in his career. He had a good career. And he was out of baseball at 35 years old. I don't know if you consume a lot of Trevor May content, but he sometimes will do like these mailbag type episodes where he'll just have his subscribers ask him questions, and they were like, well, what are some of the downsides you think of the analytics like movement? And he's like, I think a lot of veterans completely lost like any sort of wiggle room when teams started like really leaning into it. Like guys like Adam Jones was like completely out of baseball. He had like one down year and was out of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
I feel like that Napoli may have been a casualty of that too. I mean, it's not like he had a good 2017. Like his WRC plus was only 77, but I mean, 29 home runs, 10% walk rate. Like he's a solid first baseman. Nobody could have signed a 36-year-old Mike Napoli.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it feels like at least even as a veteran presence, you know what I mean? Like there could have been someone out there that was willing to take a chance on him. But I think that you look at like he was essentially a one or less win player for the like 2014 was the last year that he put up more than one WAR. He was .8 WAR in 2015 and one WAR with Cleveland, and then he was negative .3 with Texas in his final season. So I think, like, you look at, obviously he brings some things to the table when it comes to defense, but I think they looked at that and just said, like, you're not making enough contact. And I feel like that was right before some of the, like, 2017. I feel like batting average was still like a huge deal. I don't know.
Probably to a degree. I can't remember. I mean, it was to me because I was still like I've de-aged as a baseball fan. So like when I was a high schooler, I was such a boomer. I was ridiculous. Like I didn't really necessarily love batting average, but I was like on base percentage is everything. I was like an old school new schooler.
Mhm.
But yeah, Napoli was. I feel like that era of Red Sox. I just think of every player that was on that 2013 team that they brought back sucked after that, and that's why the team was terrible. But like Napoli was fantastic in 2014. Napoli was great. Steven Drew was terrible, but like Johnny Gomes, I think was fine in 2014. He was okay. Like Daniel Nava didn't stink in 2014.
Yeah, 2014, Mike Napoli had a 120 OPS plus.
Yeah, he was a solid player. Christian Vasquez in 55 games had 2 WAR. That's crazy. That team was so bad. I'm like looking at these names here. This is what happens when the Red Sox suck, by the way. Um, like Jemile Weeks played for the 2014 Red Sox. Somebody named Carlos Rivero got 8 at bats and apparently homered in one of them. He actually led the
AJ
team in WRC plus with a 424.
AJ Przinsky was the catcher for that year.
Yeah.
Put up a
For
negative WAR season.
He was terrible. I think they cut him like mid-year and then he went to St. Louis, I want to say. The top
Ironically, this is pretty funny. They were, let's see here. One, two, I know you're on reference right now, so don't cheat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There were 15 players out of 50. Okay, for the whole year, there were 15 players that put up a negative WAR for the Red Sox that season, 2014. I already told you that AJ Przinsky put up negative .2 WAR. There were 4 players worse than him. Who
Then
do you
AJ
think was worse?
Przinsky. You
Yeah.
said negative .2 for AJ.
Yeah.
So I have to guess Grady Sizemore was probably one of them.
No, he was negative WAR, but he was not worse. He's negative
Negative.
.1.
Okay, so Steven Drew was really bad, but I don't know about the defense at shortstop if it had fallen off in 2014. But offensively, he was a mess.
Yeah. So Steven Drew also was a negative WAR season, but he was tied with Grady Sizemore, negative .1.
I got a weird feeling Xander Bogaerts was less than AJ because he was a butcher at shortstop and he did not have a good offensive season.
No,
And he
actually,
played long enough.
Bogarts was a positive, had positive WAR, .7 positive.
How on earth did he fugazi his way to .7 WAR? I know I'm not going to do very well with this. Oh, I do know one though for sure. Will Middlebrooks was definitely worse than AJ Przinsky.
Yes.
Because I tend to forget that he was even on that 14 team.
Yeah,
Because
he was awful. He was the worst out of the entire team. So, like, Przinsky is negative .2, and then there's a couple guys like negative .3, negative .3, negative .7. Then you got to go all the way down to negative 1.4 WAR, and that's Will Middlebrooks, worst player on the
God,
team.
poor Will Middlebrooks, fantastic color commentator though.
Yeah.
Would I know the other? I mean, I shouldn't say would I know, but
Oh,
like,
you would
is
know.
there another obvious one?
Yeah, so I'll give you some positions that might help you, but they're all hitters, and one of them is a catcher. It's actually very ironic that we're talking about this person.
Well, I just mentioned the Vasquez had 2 WAR, so it's not him. Um, we were just talking about this person?
No, we weren't just talking about him, but it's ironic that we're talking about him considering the Red Sox right now.
Oh, Brez? Well, no, you said position. You said hitter,
Mhm.
so it wouldn't be Breslow.
He's a catcher.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not David Ross. Is it David Ross?
David Rossi. Yes, sir. Negative 0.3 WAR.
And I'm just gonna throw out Kelly Johnson for the last one because he was atrocious. And if it's not
Dude.
him, that's my.
That was close. Okay, that was actually very close. He's tied with Brzezinski, negative 0.2 WAR, but I wasn't going with him. But that is fun. That's a great poll. All right, so the next one is a first baseman, 26 years old. He came
26-year-old
up, played in 9 games.
Oh no. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a sec. I don't think I'm gonna get it because if he's 26,
He pulled a Mickey Gasper, didn't get a hit the entire time he was up.
God, is that like
At one point was somewhat talked about as a prospect. I remember.
Oh, is it Garrett? No, because he hit a home run in 2014, so it wouldn't be Garrett Cicchini. Would it be Alex Hassan?
Bro, what a pull. No, that wasn't it. But Alex Haston is also negative 1 WAR on there. No, it was so we got Ryan Lavarnway.
Ryan Lavarnway.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah,
that
Ryan.
one hurts. Remember again, this we're relishing in the dark days of the Red Sox fandom, even though they suck nowadays too. But like Ryan Lavarnway hit, I think 2 home runs in game 162 of 2011. It may have only been one, but I think he homered like twice or 3 times in that series against Baltimore. He had 2 home runs in 2011.
Gaming clutch.
He
Yeah,
he was just collecting checks, man. He played in at least one game every year except for 2016, from 2011 to 2021, and in 6 of those seasons he played fewer than 10 games.
that's insane.
What a dog.
How do you have that many options? Well, how many teams did you play for?
He played for the Red Sox 2011 through 14. In 2015, he played for the Orioles and the Braves. That was the one of the only years he played more than 10 games. He played 37, but he only played 10 with Baltimore. 2017, he played for the Oakland A's. 2018, he played for the Pirates. 2019 for the Reds. 2020 for the Marlins, and 2021 for the Guardians.
So he made his way around.
Yeah.
I have one more player on the list, and it's a utility man, 29 years old.
It's got to be like Jonathan Herrera, because I can't think of another utility man that played for the 2014 Red Sox.
It's pretty impressive that of the 50 people on the team, you're naming everyone that is also in the negatives for WAR, but not any of the players that I'm looking for. It's pretty impressive. This is a player.
They traded for Rutledge in 15, so it's not him.
This guy played in 29 games. He batted 128. Let's see here. He had 1 home run. Let's see.
I know who it is. It's Alan Craig.
It is Alan Craig.
Alan Craig.
Alan frickin' Craig.
I remember being actually excited about the Lackey trade because of Alan Craig. And Joe Kelly ended up being the actual good player from that trade. Crazy.
What's even crazier is that he stuck around in Major League Baseball for the entirety of the last couple of years of his career, despite putting up negative WAR. Well, actually, no. Sorry, this is a way of references splitting it up. So 2014, negative 1 WAR player, negative 0.7 once he joined the Red Sox, but he was a negative 0.4 WAR player before coming to the Red Sox. So didn't get much better after that.
In his Red Sox career, this is per Fangraphs, he played 65 games. Guess what his F WAR was?
Hold on. I'm guessing -2.
It was exactly -2. He had negative
Yeah.
1.1 in his 29 games in 2014, and then negative 0.9 in 36 games in 2015. So I mean, if they had kept playing him, eventually he would have gotten back to positive. But
Yeah.
he just didn't
Yeah.
get enough burn. He's only 41, so I mean, LeBron's still playing in his 40s. What's stopping Allen Craig from making a comeback? Phillip
That's
Rivers
true.
just made a comeback.
That is true. Phillip Rivers, man. That was a crazy story where he was enacting the same playbook that the Colts were doing like with his high school team. And then he was like, "Well, I'm already doing your playbooks, so I can easily come in and just, be the quarterback in the NFL."
People clowned him because of how like painful it looked for him to throw the football, but like remember he retired 5 years ago. The fact that he
Oh
was
yeah.
even able to play and stay upright for like he played what like 5 games for the Colts, that's
Yeah.
impressive. He won a game, didn't he? He almost beat the Super Bowl champs. He was closer to beating the Seahawks than Drake May was.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously not a football podcast, but it just makes me think like there's got to be a point when Tom Brady just like, "No, I'm coming back. I can't watch this. I can't just sit back anymore. Like I got to try this one more time, you know?" I don't know. It's in I feel like it's in his bones that it's just if Philip Rivers can get the call, why can't Tom?
I'm sure he has, but it probably has more to do. Like I bet if he wasn't like part owner of the Raiders, he probably would have considered it. I was curious when it happened, how many quarterbacks do you think the Colts would have reached out to before they reached out to Tom Brady? I think it. I don't. I mean, they asked Philip Rivers. I can't imagine there would have been many more quarterbacks they would have reached out to. I bet it would have been like Rivers, then Andrew Luck, and then Brady.
Like if Rivers had said no.
Yeah, if Philip Rivers was like
Yeah.
absolutely not, I think they would have gone to like they may have even started like Jonathan Taylor at quarterback before calling
Well,
Tom Brady.
I don't think they would have called other retired guys. I think that they just because I believe it's the offensive coordinator and Philip Rivers are like friends. So I think that that's where that happened. I think they already were talking, and it was just like, oh my buddy, my buddy knows the plays because I've given him our playbook, which feels like a huge like conflict of interest to like give the playbook out.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah,
Well, no, I
I
think the
feel
head
like
coach was his OC with the Chargers, is what I think it was. I don't remember
was
who the
that what it
Chargers.
was? I
Yeah.
feel like whatever it was, he was like in communication with them consistently all season. So it wasn't like a random cold call. It was something that they had already been talking. But yeah, I think if they were only going to be calling retired guys, Andrew Luck's definitely got to be up there for sure.
I think this
But Tom,
brings up an interesting thought exercise though, just to bring it back to the Red Sox. What former Red Sox, and I'm not like
mm,
we're gonna cut it off at 2000, we'll say 20, we'll say 2017, just so you can't say David Ortiz. Okay. Former Red Sox since 2017. Would you add back to the team? They cannot be active. It can't be so you can't say like Mookie because that's again too obvious. But like what
since
retired Red Sox
2017.
of the last like 10 years would you call to fix this team? It's got to be a bat. But like the difficulty thing is the difficult thing rather is I feel like the right answer is Mitch Moreland, but you have Contreras. I mean, does
Yeah.
Dahlbeck count because he's in Japan? Like,
I mean, my thought went to like JD Martinez,
yeah,
but he's
JD.
he's retired. He's on staff with a team right now,
That's
as
a
a
good
hitting
point.
instructor or whatever.
I tend to forget that
Um,
JD like officially retired because it was like all last year. It wasn't really. It was like one of the worst kept secrets in baseball was that he was done playing.
yeah.
Um,
Well, what
other
was
than
weird was that he just went from playing from the friggin' was it the Dodgers or the Mets? What team was he on his final year?
in 2024 he finished his career with the Mets. He went to the Dodgers after the Red Sox and then to the Mets.
Yeah, that was crazy. He was hitting like 29 home runs with those guys. He was still like a 30 home run player. It's insane.
Yeah, he slash 235, 320, 406 with 16 homers and 69 runs batted in 2024. The year before that, he hit 33 home runs and drove in 103 runs in 113 games for the Dodgers. What an asshole.
Yeah,
If not
that was
JD,
crazy.
it'd probably honestly be like, I mean, Pedroia, I guess, but yeah, probably PD actually. If not
Yeah,
JD, because you're keeping the defense at second base, and you're getting an infielder that can hit a little bit. Even 2017 Dustin Pedroia was like a league average bat on one leg, so probably PD, JD Martinez first, and then Pedroia, and then maybe Brock Holt would be third, which is
I was
crazy.
gonna say Brock Holt would be the perfect player for how they like to use these guys right now, like in the utility positions and stuff like that. But the other one, like that, I kind of feel like I just want back on the team, Justin Turner. Like,
Yeah,
obviously he's retired right now, but like if you're talking about the presence that he would bring to mentor the young guys, like I feel like that was something that was extremely underlooked, and he was a ball player as well when he was here. Not the best at defense, but he could play third base. I think he played second base, if I'm not mistaken, in
yeah,
one game, a couple of games.
tore his foot up because of it.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing when they're like, "We're gonna try him. We're gonna put him out there." I don't remember who they had playing first base when they had Turner at. Was it Connor Wong at friggin' first base or something like that? Like,
No,
who was
wasn't
it?
it Casas? It was
Oh yeah, yeah.
2023, so it would have
Oh
been
yeah.
Tristan. But like Justin Turner, when did the DH officially be like a universal thing? Was it 2022 or was it 2023? Because I'm trying to think of why they would need to have Justin Turner play second instead of just have him DH. I guess they get
It,
Massa in there more.
yeah, that's what it was. It was because originally Turner and Casas were platooning, and then eventually Casas was like on fire, and so they're like, "Well, we can't platoon him." So yeah, they put them both in the lineup as much as they could. And then, like you said, Massa, they didn't want to have him playing the outfield as much. So they had Massa, they had Verdugo, they had
Alex fucking
um,
Verdugo, man.
Duran, and they had somebody else.
Duval.
Duval. Yep.
Duval. He was awesome. I actually miss Adam Duval, and like that was the last good year of his career. So like I'm not upset that they didn't get 2024 Adam Duval, but like I missed him. He was a fun Red Sox. Um,
Yeah.
and the thing that sucks is like again back to the the overall point of this team. It's like they don't score runs. Like again, the 2022 that 2023 team also had Ref Snyder. 22 to 24. They scored and it made even like their losses as frustrating as they could be. They scored runs, so it gave us stuff to talk about. And like, I mean, we could talk about Kyle Schwarber hitting a couple bombs in the series, but like in game one, it's like, okay, you get one RBI single and it's a blooper. It's not even like somebody went yard, and that's fun. Tonight, as like Willier hits a soft ground ball up the middle to drive in a run, and like cool, it was left on left, like that's sick, but like just a little dribbler up the middle. Not to poo poo, Willier's strides against lefties. It's just that's not a hit that like gets you fired up.
Yeah.
Like game two was fun because they may have only scored 3 runs, but they hit 2 homers. And homers are fun.
And it was a pinch hit home run for Rafaela, his first pinch hit home run of the career. Obviously, no one's bigger in a clutch situation than Rafaela. So, like, absolutely fire there. And Story hit a home run early on in the game off of one of the, up and coming young pitchers who's having a terrible season. But I still believe in Andrew Painter. I don't think that's a, hey, this is how your career is going to go type thing.
Yeah, he's just figuring out the big league level right now. I mean, he's only got 37 and 2/3 MLB innings, and I mean, it's not like he struggled in this one. He just gave up the home run to Trevor Story, and
This is
I'm just
also only his
glad.
second year off Tommy John, I think, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
he missed all of 2023 and 2024. with recovering from Tommy John. He was not very good last year in the minor league system, but like again, shaking off the rust, and then now he's learning the big league game. It's like we saw it with when the Red Sox went to Minnesota. Mick Abel's in kind of a similar boat, not with the injuries, but like kind of figuring out the MLB game. And Mick Abel rammed it down their throat. Pause. Andrew Painter wasn't spectacular, but he obviously hardly broke a sweat. He gave up just the one run.
Yeah. On the other side of things, Sonny Gray looks to have, regained a little bit of his strikeout potential. That was encouraging to see. 6 strikeouts on the day for Sonny Gray in game 2. Only gave up 2 hits, including obviously the home run to Justin Crawford. I saw a tweet from Pete Abraham that said now he's only 6 home runs away from hitting as many home runs at Fenway Park as his dad did in his entire Red Sox career. So I did think that was actually pretty funny. Carl Crawford's son, in case anyone is unaware.
I thought I was breaking that news to my brother yesterday because I went to the game with him and I was like, "Oh, this is Carl Crawford's son," and he goes, "What gave that away?" And I turned around and I looked at the jumbotron, and on the jumbotron it said under his name, his dad Carl played for the Red Sox in 2011, 2012. Like this asshole just read the jumbotron, and I thought I was coming up with like a fascinating point, like a fun fact. My older brother isn't like super into baseball like he was growing up. Yeah, and the fact that they're twins, essentially. They look the exact same. But yeah, Sonny Gray looked good.
Yeah, he did look good. ERA still really solid on the year, 3.18. I right before this had kind of tweeted that his stats are super alarming. So I'll pull up what I had put out there. Used TJ stats for all this stuff. So if you guys are wondering more examples of some stuff that you can find using TJ stats, this is the type of thing that you can find. So stand by though. I am looking for my post right now.
I think it's fascinating while you're looking for it. I think it's fascinating that Sonny Gray in his career completely sucked at Fenway Park. Granted, he was facing the Red Sox lineups for all those years, but this year, he's been awful on the road. And he's got a 1.71 ERA in his 4 home starts. He's been fantastic. 3.18 ERA overall this year. And I know the strikeouts haven't been there, and his command's been kind of touch and go. And he obviously spent, a brief stint on the injured list. But I've been very impressed with Sonny Gray on the whole. I think the strikeouts will come as the weather warms up. He'll start feeling himself a little bit more. But he looked really good against again a very good Phillies lineup that has been rolling since they fired Rob Thompson.
All right, so this was prior to this start today. His season line was 28 inning pitch, 3.54 ERA, 15 strikeouts. His FIP is actually the worst it's been since 2017 with the Yankees, which was a 4.28. His K percentage, which is 12.6%, it's the lowest of his career. The next closest percentage was back in 2016 at 18%. So he's 6% lower than his lowest K percentage of his entire career. His 1.29 whip is his highest since 2016. His ERA, ironically, his 3.54 ERA was his best mark since 2023. But his 5.47 expected ERA is the worst of his career. He's also giving up 92.6% zone contact, which is bottom first percentile. And his 18% whiff percentage is in the bottom 7th percentile, and it's his worst mark that he's had since at least 2020. Those stats are courtesy of TJ Stats.
Promo code Pesky.
Promo code Pesky, 25% off your first month.
Yeah, he's Sonny's really been struggling with missing bats, and as you just laid out, I don't know how many stretches of his career he's had that. I probably should have come more prepared for that. But again, I mean, he was able to generate some whiffs. Obviously, he's been like the pinnacle of efficiency for much of this season, which is nice because I mean, it's kind of again the story is what the story is. A Red Sox starter goes 6 innings, they tend to win the game. Ranger didn't go 6 innings today. He pitched into the sixth, but he did not go 6 innings today. And the Red Sox starter did not go 6 innings in game one because Bello started the game in the second inning and went
That's
six
true.
innings. So
That is
technically,
true.
that's still true. Maybe they need to just let Giovanni Moran rot out there for 6 innings and then let Bello pitch.
I'm
And
not sure the math on that makes sense, but
they'll somehow score 15 runs and it won't be enough.
what
But
if
it'll be a
Giovanni
fun game to
Moran
talk
starts
about.
the game and then he plays left field for the rest of it and they move him out there? Like, does
Yeah,
that
he
count?
moves out to left field until the end of the sixth inning, and then they take him
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that should count. I mean, at the end of the day, like Mohamed Sanu has a win as a quarterback because he was technically the starting quarterback. He took the first snap of the game for Cincinnati back in like 2000, I don't know, like 12 at quarterback and threw a touchdown pass. So he was the winning quarterback.
Was he the wide receiver that the Patriots traded like a second round pick for?
Yep, and Brady's last year.
Oh
And
yeah,
he was
that was
like
bad.
couple bad games. Then he had a really good one. And then I think it was Sunday Night Football against the Ravens. He like somebody rolled up on his foot and he just like had no burst. And his career was over, I'm pretty sure, after that. Or he may have gone, maybe he played for the, I want to say he
No,
played
I
for the
think that was it.
Niners. I think he played for the Niners the
No, that's who
next
we got him
year.
from. Pretty
Is
sure
that
that's
where
who we.
Sanu was first?
Yeah.
Let me see. I mean, again, not a football podcast, so be gentle with me. And now Football Reference wants to make me verify that I'm a human.
Are you?
I don't know. No, he did go to the Niners. They traded for him from the Falcons. He had 26 catches for 207 yards in 8 games with the Pats. 8 yards a catch. He did have a touchdown though. And then he had one catch in 3 games for the Niners, and then 16 across 7 games for the Lions. And then he went back to the Niners in 2021.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we've learned a little bit about Ryan Lavarnway. We've learned a little bit about Alan Craig and a little bit about Mohamed Sanu. So you never know what you're gonna get over here.
I just
When the
remember
Reds,
being so pissed because I think it was like the very next year that the Titans traded for Julio Jones for a second round pick. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you can get Julio Jones for a second round pick and we got Mohamed Sanu. Like, are you kidding me?
yeah, something about Bill Belichick and his analysis or his evaluation of wide receivers. I just don't quite understand it. I mean, we are talking about the same guy who had the pick of the litter outside of Hollywood Brown in 2019 for wide receivers and chose N'Keal Harry,
Oh my
which
word.
is upsetting to me. I mean, I'm a Sun Devil, so I have an unrequited love for N'Keal Harry, an unconditional love for N'Keal Harry. Um, but yeah, they definitely could have picked basically any other wide receiver that went in the 2019 draft, except for like UMass legend Andy Isabella, and they would have been better off. Even still, maybe with Andy Isabella because he was a burner.
Yeah, I
Nikhil,
mean, they could have.
yeah,
I'm just thinking I think AJ Brown's the one that everyone kept coming back to. It's like,
him and DK.
yeah, like crazy.
But yeah, I mean, like every single wide receiver, and Debo Samuel went after N'Keal Harry as well. It
Yep.
like again, quite literally any other wide receiver, except for obviously Hollywood Brown because he got taken first. It would have been better off.
I
Even
remember
like JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
nobody even had Harry going in the first round. So it was like an absolutely like it was a stunner.
Well, it was weird
Um,
because it was a very talented class of wide receivers, but none of them really had first round grades. Like I remember looking back and being like, how outrageous was it that the Patriots took N'Keal Harry as wide receiver too? And it was like I only saw a couple mocks that had him as wide receiver too. It was mostly like, but he was like mostly wide receiver 3 or 4. So like it wasn't that crazy that a team would like him enough to take him over, DK, because I mean DK, as he was a specimen, he still is a specimen, but it's not like he's a
Yeah.
burner. Or I mean, not like he's like the best route runner on the planet, but
Right.
it is what it is. Again, not a football podcast, but
Yeah.
not to reintroduce some trauma to Patriots fans that were hoping for a little bit of time off talking about negative stuff with the Patriots, so we could talk about
No.
negative stuff with the Red Sox. But we
Yeah.
gotta tie it all together.
Yeah. We gotta bring it all back together. Yeah. I think I don't really have anything else on that second game there.
Chapman's sick. That's pretty much the last thing I've got.
Yeah. 0.66 ERA on the season, 9 saves. He I was actually getting a little concerned in that game because his velocity dipped to like 94 and 93 on his fastball, like 3 or 4 pitches in a row, and then he locked in right back up to 100 by the end of the outing. So I don't know what happened there.
He's like pacing himself this year. It seems like a lot of the time now it's like I still have it when I need it, but I don't need it like 0-0 first batter of the ninth when we're up 2. I need
Yeah.
strike 1. I mean, he ended up walking 2 guys in the inning. But like I feel like he's kind of all right, I don't need 100 off rip. I need 95, strike 1. Maybe I'll throw my splitter, maybe I'll throw my slider off of it. But like runner at second base, tying run at the plate, here comes 100. Good luck. And, you know, nobody can hit him.
Yeah, I actually noticed that. It was almost like the first pitch of every at bat was a little slower, and it's almost like he was trying to aim because he's like really trying to get that first strike in there. And then every other pitch after that, he was a little bit more wild, but that's when he was toning up the velocity and going upstairs with it. Um, I also felt like every single time I saw Johan Duran on the other side, that the game was over. Like he is, in my mind, like as good as Aroldis Chapman. I know obviously Chapman's numbers look better and he can technically throw harder, but Duran's like just as good. And as soon as he came out there, both of the games the Red Sox ended up losing. I was like, yeah, this is over.
We watch these games and it's like, how does anybody hit high leverage relievers?
Yeah,
Like any of them. Like Mason Miller is the only one with a better reliever ERA than Chapman since the All-Star break last year. Chapman's allowed 4 earned runs in his last 37 innings,
that's
or
crazy.
38 if you want to count his playoff outing as well. So this dude, like in that span, he's allowed 16 hits. He's a freak. 0.97 is ERA. He's got 24 saves and a hold in his since last July.
Yeah, that's
Ridiculous.
crazy.
He's so good.
I remember watching Duran when he was on the Twins, and I think it was 2023. No, 2024. And the Twins came in and they had Duran on the mound, and it was just like I don't remember if they swept us or if it was just 2 back-to-back games where like we had runners on or we were trying to mount a comeback against the Twins, and it was early in the season. And I just remember that Duran came in and it was just like, nope, we got no chance. Blew him away at Fenway, and it was kind of bad weather, so it makes me think it was probably like in May. Um, and I just remember thinking, man, why can't we have like a closer like that? Like because we had Kenley at the time, and Kenley was not throwing like 101. And I was like, man,
Yeah.
why can't we just have a lockdown closer who throws 101, who you can come in, bring him in, and it's like they're not touching this guy. And now we have that guy, and we just can't get him any games to actually come in. Like
They're like babying him too though, which is frustrating because like I understood the philosophy that Alex Cora had to a degree, where it's like we're not going to chase wins, but like you're 7 games under 500. Like winning's a little bit more important. Now it was inconsequential tonight going to Ryan Watson in the ninth inning, but like I think back to that Rays game the last Jake Bennett start, game 1 against Tampa. And like you're down by 2 runs in the ninth inning. Why is Ryan Watson still in the game? And then it balloons to 4, and then you have no chance. Like
yeah,
they're being really weird about like only using Chapman in save situations. And then tonight they would have gone to him if the game went to the 10th, which I understand. But like the bullpen management's been really weird, like all season. And it's not just a Tracy thing, it's not just a Cora thing. It's just been really weird. Like tonight, not to jump ahead, but I mean we're kind of talking about this series in passing. But like Garrett Whitlock coming in the seventh inning made no sense to me today. And like Slayton coming in for Ranger made sense, but that felt like probably more of the high leverage spot to use Samaniego. Slayton got the job done, so it's not like I'm, faulting him, but it's like I would have been a lot more comfortable with Whitlock, Slayton, Chapman, 7, 8, 9 with that part of the lineup coming up than I was with Slayton getting Brandon Marsh out in the sixth inning, then Whitlock facing 7, 8, 9, and then going to Samaniego. It's like, all right, welcome to high leverage. Here's Turner, Schwarber, Harper. Good luck. Like, no, it's not. That's not a fair spot to put him in.
Yeah, I mean Schwarber's on an incredible heater right now. It doesn't matter if you're righty or lefty against Schwarber at the moment. He's the MLB leader with 18 home runs or something crazy like that. Like I don't even fault him for giving up a home run, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I
Like-
don't blame Samaniego for it. I mean, Schwarber has so many names in his belt for guys that he's homered off of. Yeah, he's having a Tyler O'Neill kind of season. He's got 18 homers. He's driven in 30 runs.
That's insane. All solo home runs. I mean, I guess that team is very, very bad.
And he hits second, which doesn't help.
Yeah. I mean, anyone batting second for us is not going to have any RBIs because our leadoff hitter bats 189. So,
yeah, I don't even know what the solution is. And that's like the frustrating thing. Oh my God, that's a threat.
I'm
that you just
asking
flashed on the screen.
I'm asking Nesson to start putting up a graphic warning us how far away we are from Trevor Story's next at bat so we can find out if we're going to have a chance to score this inning or not.
Yeah. I feel like every time they have runners in scoring position, it's like the last person you want up is up. And it's a lot of times it's Trevor Story, but like in the fourth inning, IKF had a chance with a runner at third, one out, and had like the least competitive at bat I've maybe ever seen.
The pitches were in the dirt and he was swinging at them.
Just brutal.
Insane.
Like it's oftentimes it ends up being Caleb Durbin, and like you're playing for a run in the second inning after a leadoff double. You're like, oh, we're gonna bunt with Caleb Durbin. It's like if you're that low on Caleb Durbin's ability to move the runner by swinging the bat in the second inning, why is he playing? Why is he on the MLB team? I know he's a great defensive third baseman, but they like literally have Brian Hayes, except like a diminutive version of him. It's just tough baseball, and they need to start prioritizing offense a little bit.
Oh, 100% they need to. Like at this point, I'm convinced Christian Campbell would be doing a better job than Caleb Durbin at the major league level.
Dude, Brian Hayes has more home runs than Caleb Durbin, and Brian Hayes can't hit for power. Brian Hayes is a 243 slug. Say 150. Yikes. What a disaster Brian Hayes is of like a baseball player.
That's embarrassing. Yeah, I'm thinking that because the problem with the roster, the way it's constructed right now, is that we have IKF, who sucks. We have Durbin, who currently sucks at offense. And then we have, who's going to replace them? Monasterio?
I mean, I'd prefer it. I mean, like but the thing is, I'll concede it when we're talking about like somebody getting completely removed from the team. Like Trevor Story is a guy who has a history of being an impactful player. So like you don't want to DFA him because of that reason. Or I shouldn't say you as in like you specifically, but like you as in the guy who would actually have to fire him from his job. But like IKF, why is he on the team? What does he provide that you can't get from literally anybody else? Like, is Nick Sogard that much of a defensive downgrade from him? He's a better base runner. He's a better hitter. And he's a guy, like, since he's a utility guy, he's a dude that could come off the bench and, like, provide in that kind of role.
100%.
You can't only make personnel changes with your lineup when guys get hurt. You need to have the gall to be like, man, Caleb Durbin, this is counting tonight, is hitting 172 with a 509 OPS.
He's got options. Just send him down.
That's what
Like,
I'm
it's not going
saying.
to
Like,
hurt his feelings.
why is he on the MLB team? And like, who would be replacing him? It's like, well, take your pick, dude. Like, it doesn't have to be a 40, like a non-40 guy. Like, you don't have to call it Mikey Romero, but like
Sogard.
Cheng's down there, Sogard's down there, Nate Eaton's down there. I know Eaton's more of an outfielder, but he played third for them a bunch last year as well. And then it's not even like you're calling the guy up to then be the starter, because you have Monasterio, who could then just play every day. And then if it turns out he can't play every day, then you pull the plug and you go to somebody else. Anthony Siegler's down there as a 40-man guy, another guy they got in that trade with Milwaukee. He's having a really good year for the Woo Sox. He's not getting an
Talked
opportunity.
about him last week as well on the team, but sorry, there's Campbell. Vinny Capra having a red scorching freaking hot season down in AAA. Like, plenty of options, and Vinny Capra's got some MLB experience, and he plays third base. I mean, look at these numbers. Red hot.
He led the Brewers are in the Cactus League. Yeah, they play their spring training games in Arizona.
Yep.
He led the Cactus League in home runs in 2025. So he's got some pop. And then he homered in his first at bat of the season for the Brewers as well. But like, you gotta be willing to make a difficult decision here, whether it's pulling the plug on somebody that is a veteran or just optioning a guy that you were incredibly incorrect on in your evaluation.
Second time they've been incredibly incorrect about someone. Von Grissom, Caleb Durbin.
I don't know, because Grissom's now killing it over there with the Angels. Well, I guess not killing it, but he's got a 119 WRC plus. He's got 2 home runs.
Yeah, but he's cooling off though.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I guess he is Von Grissom after all.
Like, I liked Von Grissom as a person. Met him at Fenway Fest. But like, he's never going to be the type of player that the Red Sox need. And they traded away Chris Sale, who is currently having another Cy Young caliber season again this year. Just absolutely terrible baseball.
Unless Craig Breslow's trading with the Cardinals, expect that trade to be terrible.
It's so bad.
Like,
although the Devers trade's looking pretty good right about now.
Well, the Devers trade's looking bad, but it's looking bad for both teams. I mean, like, again, it's the financial thing for the Red Sox, which is why they have the leg up. But like, they don't have that. Jose Bello is the last remaining piece of that trade.
Well, that's not the trade for the Devers trade looking bad though. The Devers trade itself was a great trade. It's looking like right now. In hindsight, whether it's clearing the money, getting back Kyle Harrison, getting back James Tibbs III and Jose Bello, like, that's a really solid trade. It's just that Craig Breslow did a Craig Breslow thing and just like then got rid of all of those assets that also would have been beneficial. So
got rid of all those assets and brought in precisely 0 good hitters.
Yes, 0 good hitters. Yeah, and I would argue 0 good pitchers as well.
Yeah. I mean, well, they didn't get any pitchers for because Dustin May.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But Dustin May's doing well for the Cardinals.
No. I'm passing on that. No thanks.
I will give Monasterio some credit though. He is back up over 100 WRC plus after tonight with his 2 doubles. So he's got 7 doubles and a homer this year. So he's got a 101 WRC plus.
Dustin May, 3-4 with a 4.85 ERA, 32 strikeouts, and a 1.43 WHIP.
To be completely fair to Dustin May, though, his ERA was 15.95 after 2 starts. And then he faced the Red Sox.
Yeah, his baseball savant expected ERA 4.64. He's basically ice cold in everything except for walk percentage. extension, and fastball velocity. His average velo is in the 85th percentile. Everything else, garbage.
Yeah, last 6 starts, he's got a 2.55 ERA. He's been keeping the ball on the ground, still no strikeouts. But yeah, he allowed 13 earned runs his first 2 starts. He's allowed 10 in his last 6 combined. It's
He's
just funny.
not getting
Everybody,
whiffs and giving up tons of hard contact.
yeah, but if it's on the ground, I don't really care how hard the contact is. That was like my big thing. I remember, not to again relitigate another era of Red Sox baseball that we want to forget. But I remember getting in many an argument about whether or not Eric Hosmer was a good trade chip, like a good player to get in a trade. And they're like, well, look at his average exit velo and stuff. I'm like, his average launch angle is like -7 degrees. This dude's average batted ball is a screamer to second base. Like, I don't need that out of my first baseman.
Yeah,
Eric
I mean, he
Hosmer would
turned
actually
out to
probably
be.
be fairly high on the list of like retired former Red Sox that I would call to put in the lineup. That's how bad
Yeah,
Caleb Durbin is. I'd put Eric Hosmer at third base for God's sake.
didn't we get him for free because the Padres had to like cut him for
I
some
thought we traded.
reason,
Didn't we trade Groom for him?
technically, but like we didn't have to pay him.
Yeah, the Red Sox traded Jay Groom, which ended up being nothing because he got banned from baseball.
Yeah,
Yeah, because the Padres paid him all the way down to the league minimum, and then the Red Sox DFA'd him after the season. Played
yeah.
like 9 games for the team.
I was gonna say I feel like he got DFA'd before the season ended. Like I'm pretty sure he only played it like a week and a half or something. Then he was gone. But
I think he got hurt.
was that
How
what it
many
was?
games? Yeah, he played 14 games for the Red Sox. Did have a 350 expected WOBA, so I guess for those of you who thought I
Suck it.
was wrong in 2022, I guess I was wrong in 2022. My bad.
Wild times. I guess the last thing that I wanted to talk about is that the Red Sox are apparently going to trade for Mike Trout, according to Mike Felger. So that's the piece of news that a loose source said that the Red Sox, they like Trout, that he is as much of a leader as Bregman, and they think he could hit a ton of home runs at Fenway Park. And I guess that source also said that the Angels like Bello and Duran. So it's happening, bud.
I do have a question. What is a loose source? What is that?
I
It's
think
just
it's someone
weird
who I feel like
verbiage.
that's someone who knows someone.
Yeah, it's like we're talking a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's fucking Jake from Lowell or whatever that guy's from. The
I will say that it did come out from Alex Spear today, and Jared Carrabis said the same thing like a week ago. But apparently the Red Sox are spitballing both big and small trade ideas within their own walls. And Spear also noted that there's been more industry-wide chatter than you would typically see at this point in the year. So take
I
that for
wonder
what it's worth.
I do wonder if what we mean by a big trade. I mean, I'm assuming that obviously means resolving the outfield logjam being part of it, but like, are they doing it from a seller's standpoint, or are they still trying to salvage the season? Because I mean, again, they're 7 under 500, and it's May 14th. They're only like a couple games better than the 2020 Red Sox were at this point in the season.
That's
It's
crazy.
it's bad. So I don't know. I mean, like Breslow's got to feel the heat, but like the one thing that I gave Heim credit for, which obviously I was giving Heim credit for everything because I was a Heim fanboy, but like I liked that he certainly felt the heat in 2023. There's no way that he felt like his job was safe, but he was unapologetically himself and didn't like trade the big three to get God only knows who. Like the Angels did with Ohtani, they were like, we're not going to trade Ohtani. We're going to give our fans the last 2 months of him. and they traded for like Giolito and Randall Grichuk and Ronaldo Lopez, and they DFA'd all of them within like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So
that was a hilarious day. Wasn't Giolito on that group too? Because
yeah,
I'm pretty sure Giolito and Ronaldo Lopez got traded together 3 times.
yep, they got traded to the White Sox together because they were both Nats prospects. They got traded in the Adam Eaton deal. Then they got traded to the Angels, and then they got traded together to the Guardians. I want to say, unless I am making that up, but I vividly remember, yeah, Ronaldo Lopez was on the Guardians. He had a 0 ERA for them. Giolito did not have a 0 ERA for the
He
Guardians.
did not. No. Has he made his first start yet? I don't think so.
No.
He got hurt, right?
Yeah, he took a liner off the hand. He's made 4 starts. He's made 2 in Double-A. He has a 3.60 ERA. He's got 5 strikeouts in 10 innings, 4 strikeouts in 10 innings. 5.
At the rate it's going, we'll be trading to acquire him at the deadline.
Yeah, Duran for Giolito swap.
Yeah. that would be the worst.
Yeah, let's get more pitching and less offense. I mean, maybe it's not less offense the way Jarren's
So let's go
hitting,
back
but
to the Mike Trout thing.
Yeah.
I like the idea of trading for Mike Trout personally, even though the financials would never make sense. Like it's never going to happen, but like I personally would love it. I think that we need star power and we need someone who is a good hitter. And Mike Trout is both of those things. So, he would be an awesome mentor for Roman Anthony because I feel like they're both the same type of player in a lot of ways. Actually, I think Roman might have a little bit more like swag to him in some ways. Like I don't think Mike Trout would pimp a home run the same way Roman does. You know what I mean? But I feel like he would be a really good mentor for someone who grew up as like a top prospect in the league, outfielder. But I don't know. Other than the fact that he's still got like 4 years left on his contract and like $200 million owed on him, it's a tough deal.
Yeah, and the big thing for me that makes it kind of difficult to really kind of dig into this trade as an actual possibility is the fact that he's got a full no trade. And I just have a hard time believing the 34-year-old Mike Trout is suddenly like, oh, maybe the Angels aren't going to bring me a championship. Like he's only been there since 2011. So I think, at some point, if he wanted to be somewhere else, he probably would be on the Phillies now if he was actually open to being traded.
Yeah.
I don't buy that he's actually somebody that's even going to get moved, let alone to the Red Sox. And again, the Red Sox, as much as they need offense, it's like another outfield DH. And it's Mike Trout. I'm not trying to say that I wouldn't make room for Mike Trout, but like you're going to acquire another outfielder DH.
I think if they did that, then you just have to think like, okay, does that mean that they moved Duran to do that? And then if that's the case, like, is there another move where you're okay with DFAing Yoshida now because of that? Or do you send Yoshida with them and that's part of the contract trade-off? Like,
yeah, maybe. I would if they dumped Yoshida for nothing. Like again, if in this hypothetical situation, if he was going to the Angels in a Trout deal, like that's fine. But if they were to DFA Yoshida, that would be insanely poor asset management because he's actually having a good year. Like
yeah, he is.
it's the really frustrating thing for me is like because they, got caught with their appendage in their hand all winter and didn't add any bats. Like Yoshida has a 391 on base percentage and he still isn't even at 100 plate appearances for the season. Like he should be playing every single day, but like he can't play every single day. But like Duran shouldn't be playing every single day, but they need to get him going because they're never going to figure it out as an offense if Duran's not humming.
We talked about optioning Caleb Durbin. Duran's been just as bad as him and also has an option remaining. So, if we want to talk about really shaking things up, would you rather have Jarren Duran right now or Nate Eaton?
I'd still pick Duran. I gotta
right.
be honest.
Well, what if it's the option is Masataka Yoshida with Nate Eaton off the bench.
I gotta be honest, like, and it's gonna sound like me being a fanboy of him. I'm still picking Duran. Like, I just think that his ceiling is still, even at 29 and the as bad a year he's having, unless they're trading him, he's a much better option for them in the outfield than even Yoshida and Eaton as a platoon. It's just it's weird. They have too many good players, and as a consequence of having too many good players, they don't have a good lineup. It's just because all their best hitters are outfielders. And Roman's hurt, so it makes it a little bit quote unquote easier to manage. But I mean, half the battle is just good players need to start being good players again. But I don't know how it's going to happen.
We just can't have 3 guys in our lineup or 4 guys in our starting lineup every single night that have batting averages that are under 215. Because we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them tonight. 5 of 9 people that played in this game, batting averages under 215. And if you want to go under 250, then that number goes up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the, however many people that appeared in this game. 250 or lower.
They've had 14 position players play for them this season, and 7 of them are hitting under 250.
And Contreras is 252. So
yeah, and 8 of them have a WRC plus under 100. Roman's one of them, which, like, obviously he's going to play if he's healthy. Like, that's not really, it doesn't really count for me, but like IKF 28, Caleb Durbin 43, Jarren Duran 43, Trevor Story 47, Carlos Narvaez 67, Marcelo Meyer 69. Like, that's disgusting. And like, we want to talk about shaking things up. Like, again, like, it's just there's too many guys that you're counting on to be good that are not playing well at all. And like, you can only get so far with defense. You can only have for me, you can only have one black hole defender in your lineup. Or not black hole defender. Black hole bat that's a great defender in your lineup. Right. You have 3. I mean, Marcelo's not really a black hole, but he's closer to a black hole than he is to like a super productive bat. And you have 3. So Marcelo's a great second baseman that's not hitting. Caleb Durbin's a great third baseman that's not hitting. And Carlos Narvaez is a great catcher who's not hitting. You can't have all 3 of them in the lineup at the same time. Right. But like, who's better than them? Like, are we going to do a swap of Nick Sogard for Caleb Durbin? I think that's where it starts. It's simple, but like, I don't know. They gotta try something different, though.
Well, hopefully that something different is in this upcoming series against Atlanta, which Garrett Crochet is traveling to Atlanta with the team. It's a 3-game set, which is weird. It's not a 2-game set against the Braves. First year in a while. First year in like at least 4 years we haven't had a 2-game split series against the Braves. But pitching matchups, we got tomorrow we've got going Spencer Strider versus Connolly Early. Then we're throwing Peyton Tolley against Bryce Elder on Saturday. And on Sunday, Brian Bello versus Grant Holmes. Potentially. Maybe an opener. We'll see.
Giovanni Moran. I mean, it makes sense to just call it out as Bello because, I mean, regardless of if he's starting or not, he's going to pitch the most innings, hopefully, of all the Red Sox pitchers that day.
Yeah, if Ryan Watson ends up pitching more innings than Bello, then we are cooked.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, do you got any predictions for the series?
The Braves still have the best record in baseball, I'm pretty sure. Now the Red Sox duck Chris Sale, which is nice, but they still get Spencer Strider, who looked really damn good against the Dodgers his last time out, so that's a loss. Bryce Elder is like the ERA leader in baseball. He's not that good.
He's
but He's not that good. He's an all-star. He was 2023, I want to say. He was an all-star. Maybe he
He
was
did the same
24.
thing that year. He was
Yeah.
leading an ERA, but he like wasn't very good.
Yeah. So like I think the Red Sox, if there was a pitcher they were going to hit around in the series, it'd be Bryce Elder, but because that makes sense, he will continue to dominate like Nick Martinez did for Tampa Bay. So that's probably going to be a loss as well. And then I don't have really any faith that they will win Sunday either. It's just I've so little faith in them to score runs. Like 2 runs is enough to beat them. I
Yeah.
don't know if they can. I don't know if any of those 3 are capable of shutting down that Braves lineup so much to the point where you give your offense a chance.
No, and the Braves lineup is so not so, but like there's so many right-handed bats that are just good in that lineup. So to have our 2 lefties going the first 2 games, it feels like there's at least 1 or 2 home runs per game that's going to be allowed there. Especially Connolly's been allowing a lot of home runs recently. Totally, fastball is subject to be taken deep, and it has happened, and this will be on regular rest for him. So no, short rest. Yes, this is short rest.
It'll
for
be
him.
on regular rest, like a regular big league schedule, but
Right.
it's short rest for like what he's used to.
Yeah, and thankfully, like he got pulled out without. I think he was only at 80. He was in the 80 pitch range on Mother's Day when he got pulled. So I think like he's not like overtaxed from his last start, but still like the lineup is. They just have to score 3 runs, and it's that's it. It's over. So optimistically, I do think that I think we'll find a way to win one of these games because that's just how it happens. But I don't know. I think 1 out of 3 would be optimistic.
Yeah, this team's not good.
No.
It's frustrating. And like maybe we'll finally find a happy balance in 2027 if there's baseball, where we get a team that can defend a little bit, can pitch a little bit, and can hit a little bit. Instead of only being able to hit or only being able to pitch like in 24 or only being able to defend or pitch and defend like this year. It's frustrating. Got to be able to score runs.
Enjoy watching probably the best defense we're going to get for a while.
Yeah, this is the price you pay for that.
It is. And remember back in, you'll be seeing the post from whatever that Twitter account is that posts the same stuff like, consistently every 3 months. It's always like this montage of the Red Sox outfield in 2018. It's like, remember when the Red Sox had the best outfield in baseball? We're going to be getting those montages of 2026 someday. Remember when the Red Sox had the best defensive outfield in baseball, and it'll be just highlight reel after highlight reel.
And then you're going to look at the baseball reference. You're going to see that they won 74 games.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, this Caleb Durbin guy had 22 defensive runs saved at third base and won the Gold Glove. He had a 34 WRC plus. Dang, welcome back, Andrelton Simmons. And then they're going to do that at 3 positions because Marcelo, again, isn't hitting and Narvaez isn't hitting. It's like you can hide one of them in your lineup. Can't hide all 3, especially when they're hitting like back to back to back.
No.
It's like a 2011 Pirates lineup. You get the pitcher and then you got 2 other crap hitters that hit before the pitcher.
I did see someone say that. Basically, it's like, I think that they said that on the most recent Section 10, like the same exact thing. Like, literally feels like you're watching a lineup that has a pitcher and a crap catcher right at the end. And except those are our regular players.
This is like a bad early 2010s National League team.
Yeah.
Where you have, a couple of really good hitters like Wilson, like the Willies are doing their thing. Sadon's been pretty good, especially lately. He's been really good. And then that's it. The rest of the guys are either okay or terrible at offense. And that really doesn't help you win a lot of games.
No, it shows. It shows in the results. But I do have a final thought. I don't know if you have any final thoughts.
I don't know how bad it has to get for Breslow to not be in charge of the trade deadline, but I think we're gonna find out just how far the FSG is willing to go to back Breslow here. That's really about it because they. I don't know. I mean, I just don't feel like you can let him fire Cora and then fire him in the same season. But
No.
at a certain point, those sell the team chants are going to be too loud for them to ignore.
On the sell the team chance today, we're getting cranked up. People were booing the heck out of Trevor Story when he was striking out. Like, it was bad. It was bad. My final thought, because I think it'll be before we record next time. Next Wednesday, I'm going to be trying to go down to Portland. Do some interviews maybe before the game down there. So that'll be fun. Gonna meet up with someone who might be able to do some translating. So I'm hoping Franklin Arias is still down there and might try to get some thoughts from him, but we'll see. See how that goes. And I also wanted to give a shout out to the Greenville team because the Greenville Drive they've hit like 54 home runs already this season. And that's pretty crazy to think about when I think the Red Sox have like less than 20. So
they have 31.
Yeah. So they've hit the Greenville single A team. They've hit 20 more home runs than the Red Sox have hit, if not more.
The Red Sox, only 2 teams have fewer home runs than the Red Sox.
The Giants and the Reds?
No. The Reds are
the Mets?
The Reds are actually 3rd in home runs.
Okay.
The Mets are 25th. So the Mets are higher. It is a National League team. It's shocking, but it's not shocking at the same time.
Is it the Pirates?
No. You're getting warmer though.
Is it the Cardinals?
No.
The Cubs?
Nope. Got one left.
The Rockies?
No, it's the Brewers. It's surprising because they're one of the better teams in baseball, but it's not surprising because that's the most unethical baseball team ever assembled on an annual basis.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me because of how they win their games, but like they're so good you just wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, the Red Sox are 28th in WRC plus. The Mets and Giants are tied for 29th at 85.
That's wild.
It's great.
Well, hopefully we can get up to 25th by the end of this series. Well, we'll see.
They've got to raise next time. 6 points.
Six home runs. Let's go. All right. Well, on behalf of Beyond the Monster, we thank you guys for tuning in, listening. I know we didn't plug our social media already, but please go give us a follow on the Instagram, Twitter, if you haven't already done that, at the Pesky Report. And we appreciate you following along with us. We got a minor league show and weekend shows coming out this weekend and then Monday or Tuesday. So hopefully we will see you back then. And hopefully we have some better baseball to be talking about. On behalf of myself and Jordan, go Red Sox, and we'll catch you next time.
Like, this is called the Pesky Report. Like,